Good afternoon. My name is James McInich, and I am in Religion 360, Practical Teaching of Scripture. Today's subject will be on mercy. We will be looking at Matthew 18, 21 through 34. And let's begin. Have you ever done something to somebody that you knew that you were absolutely in the wrong, that you knew that you needed to make right, you needed to pay back that person by apologizing, and you go to that person and you apologize, and you think that it's going to be a lot harder than that. You think that they're definitely going to be upset, and you talk to them and they show absolute mercy and they just say, no problem, everybody makes mistakes, let's move on. And you almost feel like, geez, I got off pretty easy on that. I definitely didn't deserve that. I definitely deserved to be yelled at. I definitely deserved to be told that I was wrong. I definitely deserved whatever punishment they were going to give me. It was necessary. And in that case, that person that showed mercy absolutely acted Christ-like. It's definitely something where we need to make sure that we are acting more Christ-like in our lives and showing mercy to others. Especially if you have a person that does not follow Christ and knows that you do, and you absolutely have to show mercy on that person, because that way they can see Christ in you. They can see the absolute mercy of what Christ did for us, just in a small context, but it's definitely deserving of it. So today I'm going to read Matthew. So it starts in 21, goes to 34. Then Peter came to Jesus and asked, Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brothers or sisters who sinned against me? Up to 7 times? Jesus answered, I tell you, not 7 times, but 77 times. Therefore, the kingdom of heaven is like a king who wanted to settle accounts with his servants. As he began the settlement, a man who owed him 10,000 bags of gold was brought to him. Since he was not able to pay, the master ordered that he and his family and his children and all that he had be sold to repay the debt. At this, the servant fell on his knees before him. Be patient with me, he begged, and I will pay back everything. The servant's master took pity on him, canceled the debt, and let him go. But when the servant went out, he found one of his fellow servants who owed him 100 silver coins, grabbed him and began to choke him. Pay back what you owe me, he demanded. His fellow servant fell to his knees and begged him, be patient with me, and I will repay you, and I will pay you back. But he refused. Instead, he went off and had the man thrown into prison until he could pay the debt. When the other servants saw what had happened, they were outraged and went and told their master everything that had happened. Then the master called the servant in. You wicked servant, he said, I canceled all the debts of yours because you begged me. Shouldn't you have shown mercy on your fellow servant just as I had on you? In anger, his master handed him over to the jailers to be tortured until he should pay him what he was owed. It's we all. I feel like I can say that we all have been in that situation where we have owed others, and to be shown mercy is just a feeling that is just, it's heavenly. It really is. So why should we show mercy? Well, we should definitely show mercy because that's what Christ did for us. He was the absolute when it came to mercy. He absolutely, and he still does show mercy to all of us. It's not something that we can earn. It's definitely given. It's something where we need to know that when we show mercy on others, that there's no other place, there's no other thing that we could do that's more Christ-like. When we show mercy to others, it shows everybody around. It shows that person especially that, hey, you know what? We all make mistakes. We're all sinners. We're all not worthy. And I absolutely forgive you. And that is something that is just so remarkable to do. It really, truly is. Every person can show mercy because Jesus gave mercy to us. When we look at the passage, mercy is love. If you look at Matthew 18:35 especially, this is how my Heavenly Father will treat each of us unless you forgive your brothers or sisters from your heart. It's a heart thing. It's a heart thing. And if you don't show mercy to others, you have to wonder, what am I doing? Who am I serving, really? In this case, it's money. This servant he's serving his idol, money, where he demands the 100 silver coins to be given back, because he's choosing money over showing mercy. He's choosing money over what Christ gave and what Christ did for us, which is mercy. It's a situation where we look in our lives and where is our heart? What do we do in our day-to-day life where we show mercy, where we show Christ's love to others? Mercy is also obedience. If we look at Matthew 18:21, it says, I tell you, not 7 times, but 77 times. He doesn't explain it and say, hey, listen, you're right on this one. You definitely don't need to show mercy on this. You know what, that guy, he did this offense to you a bunch of times, and you know what? This time, you should punish him. This time, you definitely are in the right, where you should, you'll be able to, you don't have to worry about showing mercy on this one. No. Christ says no 77 times, and I'm pretty sure if that person really truly did that same thing on the 78th time, it still isn't okay to not show mercy on them. Even 100 times, you still have to show mercy on that person. Not because you think you should for worldly, but you think you should because it's a godly thing to do. It's a commandment. It really truly is. He is telling you that you need to show mercy on them. Mercy is also sacrificial. If you look at Matthew 18:2, the servant's master took pity on him and canceled his debt and let him go. that servant still owed that money. That servant owed him a lot of money, and that master said, you know what? That money's not worth it. It's not worth this servant's life. It's not worth his children's lives, and it's not worth his wife's life. I'm going to show mercy on him. I'm going to forget about the debt. 100 pounds of gold. It's amazing. I'm sorry, 1,000 bags of gold. It truly is amazing how much money he's willing to sacrifice for his servant. For his servant's happiness, the fact that he took pity on him, the fact that he knew that he could never pay him back. And he said, you know what? I'm going to sacrifice my financial gains, even though you owe me that money, and I'm going to forgive your debt. Absolutely forgive your debt. And that tells you that mercy will sometimes be sacrificial. That's something that we need to know as Christ followers, that it absolutely is going to be sacrificial. We are going to have to sacrifice things. And it's just it. It goes back to where your heart is. Are you looking at this life to be rich? Or are you looking to this life to actually to gain a permanent residency in the kingdom of heaven? And it's hard. It's hard. It's not an easy thing, or else it wouldn't be sacrificial. It wouldn't. I mean, sacrifice means that you give something up. You literally have to give up something, and that's your worldly goals. That's your worldly things, you know. When you look at things like money especially, but time away from your family, as you know, obviously we're all Christians here, and I'm trying to become a pastor, and the time is definitely something that's very, 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 very valuable. I have 3 sons. I have a wife. And when I get the call to go talk to somebody, I'm sacrificing that time. I'm sacrificing the time that I can spend with my family to go help somebody. And it's not just my time. It's my children's time, it's my wife's time away from me. And you know, sometimes in the ministry, the people that you minister to are not easy, and it's something where you have to realize that it's sacrificial, because those people that need your help, that want your help, are absolutely God's children. And as the shepherd of a flock, you have to make that sacrifice. You have to make the sacrifice of actually talking to people, and especially when it's not convenient. You know, it will definitely pull you away from things that you want to do, but that is a sacrifice. You know, to be able to speak Christ into somebody, or to be able to help that person with a conflict that they're having in their lives, to be able to be there for that person, you're showing the love of Christ. You're showing that mercy that He showed us. You know, it's definitely something where we need to make sure that we keep our eyes on what's important. And we need to make sure that we absolutely are able to make sure that it's sacrificial. So, as we talked, mercy is love. It is obedience and it's sacrificial. Love, obedience, and sacrificial. I think if we could think of 3 words to describe Christ, those 3 words would be pretty darn good. You know, you look at Christ's love for us, the fact that he loved us enough to not let us perish, the fact that he loved us enough to not just let us sit in our own sinful filth, and die and go to where we really deserve to go. The obedience, you know, it's Christ is obedient to the Father. He talked about it in the garden right before he knew he was getting arrested. He said, "Take this cup from me." And that was hard. I'm sure that was hard. To know that he was going to get beaten, to know that he was going to get nailed to a cross, spit on, ridiculed, called a liar.